I'm Tina Shaw.
And I'm Ben Singer. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is a life-saving medication that costs some people more than $5,000 a year. That in a new report about the price of insulin. It's
drawing attention to the issue of prescription drugs and a promise made by the president recently to lower costs. WSAV's Joanne Merrigan is here with our top story.
Well, Tina, it's probably safe to say that most people here, as well as across the country, want drug prices that make sense to them. When you talk about that, you might not find a better example than the spending on insulin, which doubled between 2012 and 2016. The Healthcare Cost Institute studied claims data along with medical and prescription drug spending for people with type 1 diabetes.
The spending grew over the 5-year period that we studied by about $6,000. And so this includes both what the insurer is paying as well as what the individual patient is paying.
The report said insulin spending in 2016 was about $5,700 per person, an increase of $2,841. It said the use of insulin, though, rose by just about 3%, indicating that a higher demand is not necessarily driving the price increase. It also said current patients are not using more of the drug.
On average, people were saying you were using about the same amount of insulin in 2012 as in 2016, but they were paying more for it.
The Institute also said higher prices can't be traced to improvements in the drug.
The exact same vial of the exact same insulin costs twice as much 5 years later.
According to the Institute, the big issue is that there are cheaper versions.
He says insulin's not really available generically, and that's what we need, is to have it available generically.
Congressman Buddy Carter agrees, saying he's co-sponsoring a bill to make it faster for generic drugs to be developed. Carter says some companies are trying to delay generics from coming out.
Right now, the generic companies and the pharmaceutical manufacturers are playing games with the generic process. The spike that we've seen in insulin is an indication of what we need to do to address high prescription costs. There's no question that this is one of the most pressing issues that we're facing in America right now.
And that new report says those with type 1 diabetes are now spending $15 per day on insulin, and that even if those patients have insurance, that ultimately these high prices do drive up insurance costs for all of us. Congressman Carter, meanwhile, says he is co-sponsoring a bill and that it is a bipartisan measure, which he hopes does get some traction in Congress. He believes it would speed up the generic process. Joanne Merrigan, WSAV News 3.
Joanne.